Hello, it's Mike Ferry again, and we are on CD number 3. Your favorite topic. I can't wait to talk to you about this topic. It's one that you've been dying to hear about. It's one that I know every single day you just beg for more good information. It's one that you're dying to become an expert at. And that, of course, is nothing more than the good old-fashioned topic of prospecting. Now, I have to say, to start this particular CD with all of you, that one of the most fascinating parts of this incredibly great industry of real estate we're all involved in is that it's the only industry that I know of, and now, guys and gals, I am in my 67th year, okay? I've been involved in selling since I was 18. I've been around the block a few times. I have a basic understanding of sales, a basic understanding of business. I've run my own business now for in excess of 37 years. It is a sales business. The only thing I don't understand about real estate on a big scale is why we have a sales industry. Real estate is a sales industry, and let's get real clear on that. If you think for a minute real estate is not a sales industry, you have chosen to join the wrong industry, because it's a sales industry. And on top of that, it's a direct sales industry, meaning that if you're not capable, willing, understand how to, and are able to every day go out and talk to people, you have virtually no chance of ever becoming a big star, a big success, or producing a lot of revenue in this business of selling real estate. We're in an industry where it is actually frowned upon, looked down upon, and we're actually taught not to, and in some cases actually told, you don't have to prospect if you want to make money in real estate. Now, they're right. You don't have to prospect if you don't want to make money in real estate. Hear the key words there? If your goal is not to make money in real estate, you don't have to prospect. You don't have to do anything. Because one thing we know for sure, if you're not prospecting and you're not doing anything, you're not going to make any money. Oh yeah, you can go out and do 3 or 4 deals a year by mistake. It's going to happen. I mean, anybody can do 3 or 4 deals by mistake. And yes, you can make $20,000, $30,000 a year doing 3 or 4 deals. But is that really the reason you got involved in real estate? Is that really the reason you got involved in coaching with us, to do 3 or 4 deals a year? I don't think so. So one of the things we have to do is we have to accept the fact that we are in a business called sales. We're in a business called direct sales. We're in a business in direct sales where we have to go out and talk to people every day. Now, the problem we have in real estate, and if any of you attended our Superstar Retreat, you would know that I said time and time again, we're involved in a business where very few people in the real estate sales profession have a sales background. Very few people actually have a business background. We have attracted into real estate virtually hundreds of thousands and millions of people that have no experience in selling, no experience in business, and then they come into a business thinking they can make a lot of money without understanding the fundamental aspects of what a sales business is all about. Sales revolves around prospecting. Now, as I said to you on our introductory CD, believe me, I know that every speaker in the world in real estate, every trainer, every one of these coaching companies will say to you, you don't have to prospect to make money in real estate. I am telling you, they're correct. You don't have to make money if you want to make a few dollars selling real estate. You want to make 5, 10, 15, 20,000 bucks a year, you don't have to prospect. You want to make 100, 300, 500,000, you have to learn to prospect, period. End of conversation. So quit believing all this nonsense that you can make money, get rich in real estate without having to learn the fundamentals of sales. Prospecting is the fundamentals of sales. Let's look at prospecting. I'm going to go through quite a few points with you. I'm going to try to sell you on the fact that you can become a better salesperson, a more productive salesperson, a greater salesperson, a highly profitable salesperson if you understand the fundamentals of prospecting. So here's number 1. You're going to love this one. Think about the following affirmation as you begin to prospect every day. Here's the affirmation. I'm efficient, I'm effective, I'm productive, I'm profitable because I prospect every day. I'm efficient, I'm effective, I'm productive, I'm profitable because I prospect every day. I'm efficient, I'm effective, I'm productive, I'm profitable because I prospect every day. We have to, at some point, grow up as an industry and say to ourselves, this is how we build a business. I don't care what the business is. You're going to have a business that is growing there's prospecting involved. You have to reaffirm in your mind this every single day. A second point I wrote down, to make your prospecting time better, critical point now, make your mornings media free. Media free. No TV, no radio, no newspaper, no emails, no voicemails, no texting, no tweeting. Media free, because two things. One is we're always looking for an excuse not to have to prospect. And number two, and listen carefully, the negativity in the world today is so strong that if we start to prospect and the negativity comes into our brain, our subconscious mind, it will stop us from doing our job of prospecting. Make your mornings media free. Number three, we have to strengthen the link between prospecting and achieving the goals we've set. There is a very direct link between prospecting and achieving the goals we've set. And that link has to be so strong that nobody can break that link. Number four, we have to make a commitment to build our business through daily efficient prospecting. Guys and gals, do you think there's been any days in any great salesperson's life when they didn't really want to prospect? They didn't feel like it? The answer is 100% yes. But see, the great salespeople in every profession have created this strong link between the fact that I'm going to prospect for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours today if I'm going to achieve the goals I've set. Number five, we must determine where our business comes from before we decide where we're going to get our business from. Listen carefully. We have to commit to determine and learn where our business comes from before we decide where we want our business to come from. Or in essence, start sourcing every listing you take. Where did it come from? Start sourcing every closing you have. Where did that transaction come from? Because what you're looking for is trends that will tell you what part of your business is efficient, which is inefficient, what part of your business is getting you rewards, which part of your business is taking time away from you. Sourcing your business has always been one of the critical aspects of building a great business. Number six, our business generally comes from waiting, buying, or going out and finding business. Okay, waiting. I'm going to hold an open house. I'm going to sit in the office and take floor time. I'm going to do a little mailing and wait for somebody to call me. I'm going to sit in the office and hope somebody walks in. This is waiting for business. That is the primary methods of doing business in real estate today by all the low producers. Buying your business, of course, is extensive advertisings, mailings, personal promotion, etc., to cause some kind of name recognition so people will call you. The trouble is, it's very expensive. Or going out and finding it. 80%, 80% of your business should come from finding business instead of buying or waiting. So, number seven, we have to create then an efficient pre-prospecting routine. Remember on the last, when I talked about time management, I said you've got to create a section of time in the morning where you're media free, where you can do your job, you got the right mindset. Well, for your pre-prospecting routine, you have to create some type of routine that allows you every day to follow the routine, because anybody that has good habits, has good routines, is highly more productive than somebody that doesn't. So we have to create a pre-prospecting routine. For example, getting up and going to work at the same time every day, doing some type of exercise every morning before you start, having a healthy breakfast, doing your affirmations, arriving at the office virtually at the same time every day, clearing your desk and having all your prospecting numbers prepared, role-playing enthusiastically before you start your prospecting, and then making up your mind that you're going to have fun prospecting. See, I think the biggest part of prospecting is deciding how much fun you're going to have. I am going to have a good time this morning. I'm going to get a couple leads. I know a lot of people are going to say no. Somebody may slam the phone down. Somebody may get mad, but I'm going to have a good time no matter what happens. When you create a pre-prospecting routine that you follow, you create a habit. As that habit becomes deeply embedded in the subconscious mind, it is easier to call upon that habit on the days you don't feel like following your habits. Number 8, we have to understand why prospecting is so difficult. Because the truth is, for most agents, prospecting is terribly difficult. Now, let's be honest. Why is prospecting so difficult? A, we're not salespeople. B, we're not being taught how to sell. C, nobody's holding us accountable, so therefore, as a result, we don't think that prospecting applies to us. Here is some of the reasons why prospecting is difficult. First, I don't know how to prospect. You're going to know how to prospect if you stay in coaching with us. B, I don't know what to say. We have all the scripts for you. You know what to say. C, I have non-productive work habits. Of course you do. You don't have a good time schedule. D, I can't handle rejection, acceptance, or embarrassment. The three most common words that keep us from doing our job. E, I don't track my numbers. Well, we're going to talk about that a lot. F, I'm not getting results fast enough. Of course. Results take time. You didn't become your age in one day. You became your age over years. Or I have a basic fear of prospecting. And generally we have a basic fear of prospecting because we've never done it before. So we have to understand why prospecting is difficult if we're going to overcome the challenge we have with prospecting. Number 9, the sooner we memorize and internalize the prospecting scripts through practice and role play, the better chance we'll have of staying on your schedule. Listen carefully. The sooner we memorize and internalize the prospecting scripts through practice and role play. Okay, that's one phase. The better chance we have of staying on your schedule. See, why do we get off our schedule? Because every excuse for getting off is a valid one if we don't know what to say, if our scripts are not deeply embedded in our subconscious mind. How does a great baseball player, basketball player, dancer, singer, actor, tennis player, how do they get so good? Role play and practice, role play and practice, role play and practice. Point number 10, practice and role play the most common objections you'll receive while prospecting. Identify the ones you get most often and spend more time on them. Guys and gals, if you're prospecting every day, you're going to receive certain objections every day. It's just called normal. Why not write out the ones you get most often, create a good response to it, learn the response, and use it to build your confidence to make your prospecting more fun. Number 11, ask your role-playing partners to be tough on you because it makes you a better prospector and better salesperson. But always end your role-play practices on a positive note. See, role-play shouldn't be like this. Hi, Mary, it's Mike. How are you? Great, how are you? How's your week? Oh, it's been okay. How's your week? Well, it's been a little tough. Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. What happened? Well, I had a deal fall apart. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Gosh, I hope you get one. Wait a minute. That's not role play. Here's role play. Hi, Mary, it's Mike. Why don't you start with a listing pre-qualifying script? Go ahead. Watch. Hi, Mary, it's Mike. Let me start with the for sale by owner pre-qualifying script. Let me start. That is what role play is supposed to be all about. Okay? And the tougher you are in the role play, the easier it is to actually do it then live with the prospects. Number 12, don't be afraid to practice your scripts on the person you're talking to. They don't know you're practicing. I have always said one of the greatest places to practice is on the public. They don't know you're practicing. See, they don't know that you're learning and growing. All they're doing is receiving a phone call, somebody's knocking on their door, somebody's sitting in front of them on a listing presentation. They don't know that you're practicing. Hey, practice on the public if you won't practice with each other. Number 13, you're going to love this. The hardest call we make is many times our first call of the day. Without a doubt, we've heard this for years. Real estate people are challenged by making that first call, picking up that phone and making that first call. So I'm always going to say the same thing. Call a past client, call a center of influence, call somebody that will give you positive feedback, which will always boost your confidence, get you more excited as you're starting to do your prospecting. Number 14, always have your center of influence and past client list of people that you can talk to that will be available, that will be fun to talk to. If you're going to make 10, 20, 30 contacts a day, why not talk to 5 or 6 people that will enjoy the conversation with you? That's your past client centers of influence. Now you're going to love point 15. Since you're going to be prospecting every day for the rest of your life, work daily on your mindset, because prospecting is a major part of your job, and therefore mindset is a major part of the process. Think about it. How much does mindset make a difference in your prospecting? I talked to a man recently, and he called me. He's not a client. I don't know where he got my name and number from. He called and said, you know, I've heard that you train people how to sell in real estate. I said, yes, I do. Well, I've really got a problem. I said, well, what's your problem? Well, I prospect all the time. I'm not getting any results. And I interrupted him and said, I can tell you why. Well, how do you know why I don't get good results? We've only talked for a minute. I said, because you sound depressed on the phone. He said, well, what do you mean I sound depressed on the phone? I said, you sound depressed on the phone. If you were calling me as a prospect, I'd hang up on you. Okay? Watch. Prospecting is something you're going to do for the rest of your life. So work on your mindset, because your mindset affects your tonality, it affects your voice, it affects your enthusiasm, it affects your energy. And since prospecting is a major part of your job, you might as well work on the mindset that I'm going to do this every day and I'm going to do it well. Point number 16, we should be looking at the following lead sources. Obviously past clients, centers of influence, expired listings, for sale by owners. Let me stop for a moment. Well, Mike, there's not a lot of expireds right now. Expireds come and go. There's not a lot of for sale by owners right now. For sale by owners come and go. Watch. Learn how to do them so when they're on, you can get them. Obviously, calling around your existing listing and sales. Obviously, knocking on cold doors. Or doing anything else you can do to get yourself in conversations with the public about listing and selling property. Point 17, I wrote, call the for sale by owners and the expired listings around 8 o'clock in the morning. If you don't reach them, call them again at noon. If you don't reach them, call them again at 7 o'clock. Okay? And if you can't reach them by phone, go to their front door. Okay? You have to go talk to people that have the highest level of motivation. By owners and expireds have the highest level of motivation. Point number 18. Okay? Guys and gals, you need to make a minimum of 10 to 12 contacts per hour. Anytime you're making less than 10 to 12 contacts per hour, you're talking too much, okay? And you need to prospect, every one of us, a minimum of 2 hours a day. It doesn't matter what your goals are for the year, 10 to 12 contacts an hour, 2 hours a day is going to get you more business than you had anticipated. Point number 19, turn off your phone, your computer, don't check your voicemail, your email until after your prospecting is complete. Now, well, Mike, you brought this up earlier. You said make your prospecting time, media free. Some of these points I'm going to bring up to you 10, 12, 15 times because sometimes, and I know this is hard to believe, but we actually have clients, you're not included in this list, of course, that are a little hard-headed. They actually don't listen to what I and the coach tells them. We have to tell them the same thing time and time and time again. Some of you, while I'm actually talking to you right now, are on your computers checking emails or maybe possibly working on a file. That doesn't work. Make the system work by clearing your mind so the system can work. Point number 20, most of our distractions that come up during prospecting are self-imposed. Clean up your prospecting area to keep your mind clear. Clean up your prospecting area. Your distractions are self-imposed, okay? All I have in front of me is the recorder that I'm recording into and the notes. I have nothing else in front of me. I'm actually looking away from my desk. I don't want to see the distractions on my desk. Watch, when you're distraction-free, you're much more free to prospect. Point 21, start prospecting at the same time every day and finish at the same time every day. Have a conversation with your accountability partners and your role play partners to make sure that we're all starting and ending at the same time. Ideally, if you have a couple of accountability partners, you're going to call each other before you start, call each other when you're done to make sure that you're doing the job you're supposed to be doing. 22, you're going to love this one. Since we all get bored at times with prospecting, focus on the long-term payoff versus the rejection of the moment. Always have your goals posted in front of you when you prospect. Always have your goals posted in front of you when you're prospecting. Hey, it's boring at times. But you know and I know that everything in life is boring at times. But it's the long-term payoff that we're looking for more than the boredom itself. 23, remember the physical and mental environment that we keep while prospecting are critical to the results we get. I want to be standing up. I have my headset on. I want the use of my hands and my arms when I'm in conversation. I want to make sure that my environment is set up so it supports what I'm trying to accomplish. I want to have my desk clear if I'm sitting at my desk. I want to have my numbers in front of me. I want to have my goals in front of me, have my dream board in front of me, etc. 24, keep your ego in check while prospecting. There's no need to tell them how great you are. I don't understand why you think telling somebody how great you are that you don't know is going to enhance the conversation. Keep your ego in check. 25, everything in prospecting has to do with numbers. Everything in prospecting has to do with numbers. If you don't know your numbers, you can't take your business to the next level. In a later CD, we'll talk about tracking numbers. We're going to have in your workbook some tracking forms to look at. How do I get my business to the next level? Track my numbers, period. 26, remember, you're the only person in the way of finding the next prospect that wants to buy or sell a home. Okay? You're the only person in the way. Your broker is not trying to stop you from succeeding. Your manager is not trying to stop you. Your coach isn't trying to stop you. I'm not trying to stop you. Your spouse isn't trying to stop you. Only person stopping you from succeeding is yourself. So therefore, get out of the way of yourself and continue to do your job. Point 27. Remember, prospecting is not about you, it's about them. When I'm prospecting, I'm looking for what can I do to help this person buy or sell a home. Well, they don't want to buy or sell a home. Good, what can I do for the next person that I talk to? How can I help that person buy or sell a home? Point 28, while prospecting, stay mentally focused on some of these types of thoughts. First, there's somebody in my marketplace that wants to buy or sell a home today. Let me find them. Or, every no brings me closer to a yes. Or, Raj, prospecting is a simple process, but it's not an easy process. There's no shortcuts to any place worth going. When I keep those kind of thoughts in my head, I can remain inspired, excited, enthusiastic. Okay? Point number 29. There are 3 opportunities for business with every person I talk to. A, can I do business with them today or in the next 7 days? B, can I get a referral from them? C, possibly, because of the relationship that I have with them, can I add them to my center of influence list? See, the truth is, guys and gals, there are so many opportunities, but we have to be in a sales mind, a sales mode, a sales mindset to recognize the opportunities. Point 30, while prospecting, always keep this question in front of you. Quote, how can I help the person I'm talking to right now get their home sold? See, if that's the mantra that you have, if that's the attitude you have, if that's the mindset you have, that your only job is to help somebody get their home sold, guess what? You're going to help more people get their home sold a lot faster. And then point 31 is a quote from an old seminar I did years ago. Listen carefully. I can't let somebody else's response to my prospecting determine my future. I can't let somebody else's response to my prospecting determine my future. If they respond in a negative, nasty, rejection manner, hey, guess what? I'm not going to let that determine my future. But I'm also not going to let the fact they said yes, come and list me determine my future, because it's going to be one step in a long process of great listings and sales I'm going to take because of the prospecting I do today. I'm really going to recommend that you go back and listen to this CD virtually once a week for the rest of your sales career. Because until you've programmed your mind that the key to success in selling anything is our ability to prospect, we're never going to have the success we want. Let me close with this thought. Don't let anybody ever tell you again you don't have to prospect. Because when they tell you that, they're not telling you the truth. One thing I'm going to tell you guys and gals that you may not like, and that is the truth that you have to prospect. Go have some fun. Make it a great day. I'll look forward to talking to you on the next CD.